Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You have tuned in to just some girl talk, giving you a different point of view about things and the things that I see on YouTube, good or bad. And lately I've been seeing some really cool stuff about XXXTentacion, XXXTentacion, Jose, Jose. Jose wants you to get it right. Jose's spirit is so strong. I don't know if there's something going on around this time, or it's just because due to the release they're pulling on his spirit. So he is part of the collective. This will be a part of a spiritual reading or energy reading more so than a spiritual reading, and a movie review. So what that means is I'm going to review this movie from a spiritual aspect and let you know what I think energetically or energetic wise with XXX Tentacion, the creator of Goku. Was it Goku? What's that name? I love that name that his son is. He's his son. He made up that name for his son. It's so cool. It's so cute. Let me start off by saying I'm going to be biased to a certain extent in this reading because, I mean, anybody who knew X and understood XXX Tentacion knows that he was something special and he was more than an enigma. He was actually, energetically, I pick up on him being from a lineage, a certain line, a certain bloodline. And it could, what I see, go back to maybe his family from the islands. And I feel like that he knew that he was chosen for something at a very early age. It was about him channeling that energy. And when he began to channel that energy, well, we know what happened. But just going over his childhood, I do believe Salome Bella gave a very interesting reading. If you go over to her, she did an energy reading on Jose. And the things that she said about his root chakra being opened at a very early age, and people dealing with things that happen to them that they can't talk about. But it's very interesting that he talks about everything in these songs, and the lyrics go by so fast that you really aren't able to grasp and understand the first word before he's on to the next word. It's a puzzle. You have to put it together, and it's so genius. His energy was special, and as long as he was using it for destruction, it was fine. But there were some things that started happening, and he says it even in his interviews. So I reviewed the first part of this movie. I can only play like if I'm able to play any of it at all. Probably not. I'm just gonna talk over it. So you see him going through his adolescence as a very troubled adolescent, very angry, lashing out, catching charges, being charged with theft and burglary. And you see this young man who didn't quite know how to channel his energy. And then he actually found something that he could try to channel his energy into. But at that time, he was also dealing with another entity, another, excuse me, somebody who doesn't want me to say this, so they mess with my throat chakra. But this needs to be said. So he's dealing with this other energy as he goes through his childhood, which are people who basically are guiding him in the ways that they would like for him to be guided, because everyone knew that he got attention everywhere he went. For some reason, he just was naturally that way and naturally talented, of course, because he came here as a light worker. And when he remembered to remember, his light was no longer available to us in the form that we are used to seeing it. But I would encourage people to watch this documentary and also really listen to the lyrics of his song that he wrote to his son. I do believe it's called Giku. pretty close, something like that. Those words tell you exactly what happened. It's so beautiful to have seen him go from channel this energy and let these energies kind of take control to him having to step all the way back to the point of paranoia, because when you are a light worker and you do realize that you are here for a reason and what your path is, or you realize that maybe perhaps that you've signed something that keeps you feeling like you may be entrapped. And so I get the notion that he was not only feeling towards the end of his life, he was not only feeling trapped, he felt like a rat in a maze, and he knew that it was gonna happen. He was not surprised. I saw the actual very, very first film that I don't even know if it's still on YouTube, of him being his lights being turned out. And that's a picture you'll never ever forget. But I think it's only fair to also give homage to the fact that we had someone who was turning for the best, working for the good, fighting with his demons, and there was some things that he decided in his life that he no longer wanted to do, which is have someone steal anything from him or someone try to dictate to him which way he should present himself to the world. And in the movie, it talks about him talking to himself. And I think it's very interesting to address. He was not talking to himself. He was able to understand things and go mentally to a place and actually, even chemically induced, go to a place where others feared to tread. Fear to tread, that's what I'm getting. He would go to the wilderness, is what we would call it, of spirituality. So once you go there, you're aware of other entities around. And also fighting with himself. He thought it was himself that he was fighting with, but it's always that other side, the duality in all of us. And when you make a choice to go towards the light, if you've already signed up with the dark, it just doesn't go there. You just don't go that easy. And I think that's the secret of the industry that no one tells you. Very interesting to watch what he did get out and what he had time to do before his time that he already knew was near. So if you look at it from that aspect, he came here to do what he was supposed to do. And thank God for him, and thank you for watching my movie review / spiritual reading of XXXTentacion. I might be back for more, because there's so much stuff I'm missing out on telling you about him. But getting what I'm getting, I have to go digest and then come back. So you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.